Welcome back to Walsall Fan TV for the preview of Walsall at home to Chesterfield. Well, 6th versus 2nd. I think both of us are going to be up there, I think, this season. Chesterfield a point ahead of us at the minute on 13 points. Scored 11, conceded 8 in the first 6 games. The goal difference of +3. Walsall not hitting the target so often with only 6, but only conceded 4. So much tighter ship than last season, thanks to Aidan Flint and the rest of the backline crew. Miles Roberts, Harrison Burke and Evan Weir, of course. But it's looking good. Can we maintain that? Walsall generally do better against the teams from the top. And Chesterfield, definitely one of those. But Chesterfield's credentials for this season... yeah, they've done good, 13 points, but who have they beat? They beat Barrow 1-0, beat Cheltenham. I think everybody's beating Cheltenham at the minute. Lost in the League Cup to Mansfield, beat Bristol Rovers, that was a good win. Got thumped by Gillingham. Narrow 2-1 win over Harrogate, and then nearly lost at home to Crawley. Managed to get 2-2 out of it. Let's not talk about the 7-1 drubbing from Crewe, because that was not their first team, and that was just a test of how good the second teams are. On the basis of that, Crewe's second team is significantly better than Chesterfield's, and Walsall's second team perhaps better than Shrewsbury's. So that's all that there is. That's a separate tournament, separate lot of players. Let's just put that aside. Paul Cook, the Chesterfield manager, was very critical of his team, saying it's his worst defeat as a manager. But let's be honest, that wasn't their first team, so let's just put that aside. They were 4-1 down at half-time, and he had 5 first-teamers on the bench who we brought on. But he didn't bring them on till like 70 minutes in, so the last 20 minutes. So maybe he didn't respond as early as he could have done. So yeah, let's put that aside, as I say. Ryan Stirk returns, and we look at the team that Walsall are likely to be having out on Saturday, and Ryan Stirk won't recognise anybody apart from Connor Barrett, I don't think, from the starting lineup. Maybe Rico Brown and Evan Weir. They're perhaps going to be appearing. And he'll have a little bit of connection with them. But largely, it's... And Lakin, Charlie Lakin, of course, can't forget him. And Jellis. Is Jellis going to play? I don't think he is after his groin injury. So I suppose Jellis Lakin did have quite a connection with Sturkey. Part of the collapse from last season that we're all trying to move away from. Why do you keep mentioning it then? Sorry, I won't mention it again. Yeah, so what's my predicted lineup for tomorrow or for Saturday even? Miles Roberts in goal. Harrison Burke, Aidan Flint is the expected 2. The other one, is that going to be Rico Brown in that back 3, or is Evan Weir going to be fit? That is one that we don't know. They've inferred in the press that he's going to be available, but Matt Sadler not going to want to risk him, even though this is a real big game. Daniel Cox, he's improving, but I think this would be a risk putting him in for that one. As far as the midfield 3, I think Lewis Warrington is going to continue as starting in the CDM role, sort of mirroring Ryan Stirk. Not quite got up to Ryan Stirk level yet, but he seems to be improving with every game. So as long as he can keep his focus, I'm sure he'll be fine. In the middle with him, I think Lakin will be on the left. Obviously a goal-scoring start to the season. And he's looked much better offensively this season already. So Charlie Lakin, I think he'll be in there. Ryan Finnegan was very good on Tuesday and has looked good off the bench. And with Jamie Jellis perhaps nursing that groin injury, could be a first start for Ryan Finnegan. I think that's likely to happen. But we know how Matt Sadler likes to stick to his favourites and doesn't like to change too much. So could very well be Jellis limping along and starting in there. On the right, going to be Connor Barrett. Now, on the left, that could be Vinny continuing, or after his very impressive appearance off the bench, Jid Akiki could be starting there. But that would be an interesting one. I think perhaps start with Vinny and then have Akiki on the bench. And then up front, we expect Elvis and Carnu to start there, which makes a very interesting bench, doesn't it? Courtney Clark has been excellent off the bench. Wasn't so good on Tuesday at right wing back, but as soon as he stepped into the middle, he was like transformed into a different player. So that's clearly where he wants to be. So he's competing with Jellis and Finnegan for minutes in that position. On the left side, Lakin. If Lakin is needs an upgrade, last 20 minutes, will that be Ronan Mayer or Jake Holman that could come on for him? So we'll be interested to see which one of those makes the bench. Rico Richards also plays left-sided midfield. So maybe he'll be on the bench as well. Plenty of plaudits from the Port Vale fans for Rico Richards. And Matt Sadler said he can also play up front as a second striker. Hadn't seen much in my research that he'd played there, but he scored some goals. So maybe. Jamil Matt, is he still going to be on the bench? Because it's getting a bit tight on there. I think whoever starts at centre half, be that Brown or Weir, I think the other one will be on the bench. Priestley Farquharson went off with a groin injury. I think he won't be risked at this stage. Just give him a chance to make sure he's fine. We don't want a big long delay with him coming back. And then the other guy on the bench would be Brandon Comley to sort of play the last 20 for Warrington. So we're struggling to fit them all on the bench again, aren't we? And I haven't mentioned Adoma. Adoma's got his 100th goal. So, again, he's a good one to come off the bench as well. Tough decisions for Matt Sadler. Selecting the 18, let alone the first 11. So, we'll see what he does. As far as strikers that we haven't got, we were a bit disappointed that we didn't have any recognised strikers coming in the transfer window. But there's a couple that have been talked about. Ryan Smith, he's had his contract terminated at Bradford, so he's now a free agent. He's averaged sort of 1 in 4, 1 in 5 in his career so far at 26. It's a useful scoring rate. And the more senior James Wilson, he's also out of contract. So he did well for Vale as well, didn't he? So there's another couple of players that perhaps could be in the offing. But hopefully everybody stays fit and we're not going to need them. Because the thing is, if everybody's fit, we sign these players and where are they going? They're not going to get on the bench. We know Josh Gordon hadn't been making the bench, so him moving out made sense. But we can't get everybody on the bench. We had some good performances from the academy boys. Straw and Alban both did very well, but I think they're not quite ready for regular EFL stuff. So I think just that appearance, a solid appearance that we're happy with, and then sort of stepping back and maybe a loan for those. Same for Charlie Ragg. Looked very bright when he came on. Lots of pace to him. So if we don't get another striker in, Charlie Ragg, is he going to be ready to step up? Or is Rico Richards stepping in there? Right then, so it's a difficult one for me this Saturday because we've got the Content Creators Cup. We're there starting at 9 o'clock. First game at 10. And depending on how well we do, the team could still be playing sort of at 4 o'clock. But I aim to be coming away at about 2 o'clock to make sure I'm at the match. But some of the more dedicated in the team will probably stay and get all the way to the final, I hope. But I mean, should I stay or should I go? I don't know. Which one? You tell me in the comments. Should I stay with the team if they're still in? Or should I get back and watch the Walsall? And give you the regular kind of content you expect. Let me know in the comments. See what you think. But if we're all out by the quarterfinals, then it won't make any difference. We'll be home anyway. Right then. Thanks for watching. Walsall Fan TV. The joy and the pain.